Hello, Munchkins. Mr. Bruce here with another story today from Frog and Toad together. But first, eyes watching, ears listening, voices quiet, body calm. This is called The Garden. Frog was in his garden when Toad came walking by and said, "What a fine garden you have, Frog." "Yes," Frog said, "it's very nice, but it was a lot of hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said the Toad. "Well, look, here are some flower seeds. Put them in the ground, and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" "Oh, pretty soon," said Frog. Toad ran home and planted his flower seeds, and he said, "Now, seeds, start growing." He walked up and down a few times. They didn't grow. He put his head close to the ground and said again, "Now, seeds, start growing." Still they didn't grow. He didn't know what happened. Then he put his head very close to the ground and yelled, "Now, seeds, start growing." The frog came running up the path. "What's all this noise?" "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You're shouting too much," said the frog. "Those poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" "Of course," said the frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them and the rain will fall on them, and soon you'll have a garden." That night, Toad looked out of his window. "Oh, drat," he said. "My seeds have not started to grow. I know, they must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. "I'll read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they'll not be afraid." Toad read a very long story to his seeds. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds and read poems to his seeds. And the next day, he played music to the seeds to keep them from being scared and to entertain them. Todd looked at the ground, and still they did not grow. "What shall I do?" he said. "There must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world." He got very tired waiting for them, and he fell asleep. All of a sudden, Toad said, "Wake up, wake up. Look at your garden." He looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up all over the place. "At last," shouted Toad, "my seeds have started to grow. And you will have a nice garden, too." "Oh, yes, I like the nice garden, but—" "You were right, Frog. It was very, very hard work." The end. That was kind of short, so I think I'll do another story, and that'll end up this book. And this one is called The Dream. Toad was asleep, and he was having a dream that he was on stage and wearing a costume. Toad looked out into the dark. Frog was sitting in the theater in this dream. A strange voice from far away said, "Presenting the greatest toad in all of the world." Toad took a deep bow. Frog looked smaller and he shouted, "Hooray for Toad! Toad will now play the piano very well," said the strange voice. Todd played the piano. He did not miss a note. "Frog, you can play the piano like this, can't you?" "No," said Frog. It seemed to Toad that Frog now looked even smaller sitting in the front row. The voice came up again and said, "Toad will now walk on the high wire and he will not fall down," said the voice. Toad walked on the high wire. "Frog," said Toad, "can you do tricks like this?" "No," peeped Frog, who now looked very, very tiny small. What a dream this was. "Toad will now dance and he will be wonderful," said the voice. "Frog, can you be as wonderful as this?" said Toad as he danced over the stage. There was no answer. He looked out into the theater. Frog was so small he could not be seen anywhere. "Frog, where are you?" There was no answer. "Oh, Frog, Frog, what have I done to you?" Then the voice said, "The greatest toad will now—" "Oh, shut up," screamed Todd, even though you shouldn't yell, Todd, shut up. "Frog, Frog, where have you gone?" Todd was spinning out in the dark. "Come back, Frog, I'll be lonely without you. Please come back." I'm right here, said Frog. And Frog was standing on Toad's bed. Wake up, Toad. Frog, is that really you? Of course it's me. And are you on your own right sides? Yes, I think so. You must have been dreaming. Toad looked at the sunshine coming through the window. Frog, I'm so glad that you came over to see me. I always do come over to see you. Then Frog ate a big breakfast, and after that, they both spent a fine, long day together. The end. And that's the end of our Frog and Toad together stories. Very good. Well, think it over. Which was your funniest, one you liked the best from the last couple of days? There was a story about the list and the garden and the cookies, and then one about the dragons and giants, and the last one was the dream. What was your favorite? I'll be back tomorrow with another story. Until then, be good to your folks and wash your hands. Bye-bye.